Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Good Friday. Riker and I are here. I'd like to talk to you once again about Jesus. And today I was thinking about how important it is to trust and obey Jesus no matter what life throws your way. And it kind of reminded me of the story when Jesus was walking on water. Let's go look at that real quick. Matthew chapter 14, verses 25 to 33. Now, in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. The fourth watch is about 6 o'clock in the morning. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a ghost." And they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered him and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And he said, "Come." And when Peter had come out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." The waves were tossing and turning. A lot of people picked that there was a storm going on. And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" So what does that mean for us Christians? How should we treat that or look at that story in that situation? Jesus walking on the water. I mean, just imagine how crazy that would be. And Peter decides to step out in his faith and ask Jesus if he can come out to him. Jesus tells him to come. He gets out of the water. He's doing great. Starts walking. And then he starts noticing the storms and the wind around him. And then he starts to sink. And he's calling out for Jesus, "Lord, save me, I'm sinking." How easy would that be to doubt in that situation and sink just like Peter did? I personally feel like we do it all the time. It's very easy to doubt in the situations that come up in life. I can think of, for me, for example, I've been praying to God to like calm things down in my life. Feels like everybody around me is falling apart, something happening, everybody getting sick, and it's just like, Lord, can things calm down a little bit? But really, as a Christian, hey, no, sit, good boy. But really, as a Christian, I need to be asking God to deepen my faith and not shallow up the waves that are crashing around me. To focus on Him and realize everything's going to be okay as long as I trust and obey in Him. As Christians, that's a very powerful lesson to learn because we're called to trust and obey Jesus no matter what. I can think of several stories from the Bible that portray this. For example, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego facing the fiery furnace. Instead of like taking the easy way out and worshiping an idol, a statue, or a king, they decided to double down, trust in God, deepen their faith, and realize even if He doesn't get us out of this furnace situation and we burn up, we're still going to follow and trust Jesus. Same thing with Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel would not obey. He would not bow down and worship an idol or whatever they were calling him to do. And God shut the lion's mouths. He got him through it. Or for example, how hard would it be if you were Job, having all your kids taken from you, all your possessions, your health, and how many of you could honestly say that after all that happening, would you still follow Jesus, or would you curse him and die like his wife was advising him to? Or would you just lose all faith? That takes a lot of spiritual maturity to do what Job did, do what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did, do what Daniel did. Because it's so easy to look at the waves crashing around you and lose sight and focus on Jesus, not obeying, and end up sinking into the water. We as Christians, now more than ever, need to double down in our faith, trust and obey Jesus no matter what. Because look at what He did for us on this day, Good Friday. Jesus went through torture, mockery, sacrificing Himself, and as He's dying, He asked God to forgive us. And because of Him, we are no longer a slave to sin if we call upon Him. Yes, we are going to struggle, but the point is we are saved by a God who loves us. What all this boils down to is trusting and obeying Jesus, keeping our faith, and continuing to deepen that faith every day as we worship Him and learn to understand Him and what He's trying to bring for us in life, what He's trying to teach us. It's just very important to be that example, to show people what it means to follow Jesus no matter what. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out in my channel. And I hope you guys can walk away with this with a better understanding of what Jesus calls us to do when He tells us to focus on Him, to obey, and to trust in Him no matter what life throws at you. I love you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.